Oh shit, Maiming Strike's getting a nerf.
All right,
No.
so now we're back after all that bullshit. Yeah, so I guess my internet didn't like all that cock talk.
Ha! Cock block.
Yeah, seriously.
Internet cock block.
Internet cock block.
Yeah.
Anyway, as you were saying, Potato.
So we kind of got off traffic a bit, off track. Track. We got off traffic.
You got off the cock.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, let's continue.
Anyway,
Yeah, we pulled
Halo
that.
Star. Halo. We were talking about Waffle Times. So Halo Star, you write about Waffle Time.
Oh yeah.
As some people may or may not know. Exactly. Explain how the Waffle Time writing goes.
I haven't written it in a little while, so I'm a little bit rusty. But it's like, you just, well, I do a lot of fan fiction writing. So, I used to.
This is news to me. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Wait,
really.
Oh, you didn't know?
Shit. All right.
Arnold, you
This
didn't
is-
know?
We're bringing this up.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was common knowledge.
I didn't know that.
No.
No, I've written fan fiction before.
No.
Yeah. So, and most of it is like just shipping fanfics and some action fanfics, but I have written some lemon and some smut before. So, yeah, I've written Waffle Time.
Lemon Party?
What? No, nothing big, but it's like it's still nice.
I want a link to this shit. I want to see this.
Yeah, like
He wants us, like writings. Like, do you got like any writings like that? You
Oh,
can
yeah.
hand him? I think is what he's asking for.
oh yeah, like well, just FYI, it's all Wreck-It Ralph stuff. So
Okay, never mind then.
exactly, I figured as much.
I still
Now-
want to see it, but I still want to see it.
No, I'm
Okay.
because like it's a interesting topic
I'll give
because
you a
don't
grade.
you don't get a lot of people that talk that say about this stuff, and so it's interesting to see how it is from this deal. Like, do you get like do you like take commissions to like write fanfics, or is this just kind of like something that you do on your own free time?
Free time.
Free time.
I haven't done it in so long. I've been so out, like I've been on basically a permanent hiatus. I've been so busy, but yeah. But I will make sure to send you a link to my fan fiction page.
Anybody else do anything kind of little different take on Waffle Times, or something about Waffle Time that isn't Waffle Time?
Rogar.
Rogar, of course, Rogar had to come up here.
Rogar.
All right. Rogar. Should we talk about Rogar?
What about
on the
Rogar?
podcast?
What about Rogar should I talk
I-
about?
Oh no! I feel like I opened up a door I wish I didn't open.
Yeah, you really didn't want to open this door.
Well, look. I'm trying to be semi-professional at this, but I think it's kind of fucked
Well,
up.
I mean, we're talking
Dude,
about Waffle
guys.
Time after all.
Guys,
No, okay.
hey, guys, we're wild cards. What about us says professional?
That's a good point. That's
Exactly.
a good, very good fucking point.
Exactly.
All right, so let's talk about the shit dwarf then.
Okay.
Like
all right,
fucking.
all right. What do you
How
want?
does
All right. I'm a.
how does Rogar do Waffle Time?
All right. Hold on.
Oh,
So
God.
I'll also put out. I'll let the viewers also ask questions too. But how Rogar does
Yeah.
Waffle Time? Okay. So the thing with Rogar, right, is that he's a shit dwarf who he likes to do a lot of things, obviously. And one thing that he finds pleasure in is the suffering of other people. So with that in mind, I feel like
sadist.
with that in mind, with that in mind, I feel like Rogar, and also someone wants to know if they can fuck you, Potato. With that in,
breakfast book ready ask, can I fuck you, Potato?
with that in mind,
Sure.
Rogar is
Sure.
very much the dominant person in whatever he partakes in.
Shit.
In whatever shit he partakes in. And it typically involves feces. Typically. It may involve urine. It may involve Rogar eggs, which are capable, by the way, of being cracked open and creating a supermassive Rogar hole.
I remember this.
Which is another thing that he likes to do, is he likes to put things into a supermassive Rogar hole. What else? Yeah, he does things, and you just don't want to be the person in the receiving end.
I just figured out who Rebecca Adams is.
Good job.
Yeah,
Anyways.
I figured that out when she said, I have dibs.
That's what I figured out too.
I'm trying to figure out who the fuck this Breakfast Brigade guy is.
I don't know who this is.
He's cool though. He's cool.
And
he's cool.
But,
I don't know where, I don't know when, I don't know how. All I know is that I'm not hosting, and traveling is iffy. I don't really travel that much, but I'm really hosting.
On in the receive. Yeah. Shameful.
Anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Rogar for when it comes to waffle time, I think.
That's your lovely boy.
I don't think.
Rogaria.
Now that I think about it, I don't think there's actually been a scene in the Rogar trilogy that actually has him doing waffle time of any kind of type. Or
you should change that.
You should have him have waffle time with like a pile of manure.
I'll
with Feather.
No,
Do it with Featherbot. Do it with Featherbot. She is the victim of Rogar, after all.
Oh, okay. Technically, she's the victim of Clowngar, which is a variant of Rogar, which I don't think has much to do with sexual things. But
yeah,
that's up to you, bro. That's up to you.
Zern and I are the ones writing that shit. But I think I'm actually the one in charge of writing whatever is gonna happen to Featherbot. He told me, he's like, because he's all like, because he's all like,
hey, Arnold, you should leave Potato in charge of whatever happens to Featherbot.
I mean,
don't you know the bro code? Come on, man.
She volunteered to be the victim. I'm just saying.
I know.
All right,
Sam, Potato, how does it feel? How does it feel?
It feels, to be honest with you, I'm in just a very, it's complicated. That's all I'm going to say.
Complicated? That's an understatement.
It's very complicated and complicated, I suppose.
Complicated, applicated, fuck.
But
it's depression. Everything is depression.
I'm going on in the comment section.
Hi, I'm Depression Prime.
If it's a
I don't know.
Jeremy sexist movie. So, plot twist: Rebecca Adams is Featherbot.
Oh shit!
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Bruh, that's why you gotta be like, I don't know.
Mic drop.
Well, I mean that's according to what that's according to what Rebecca Adams said. She said, "I don't know, Arnold, if it's supposed to scare me," and I guess because she said that she's Featherbot, that makes her Featherbot. So.
Yep.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
So.
I didn't do much there, but
Yeah, waffle time. Back to that masturbation.
The obvious is revealed.
Back to the obvious waffle time. So like, what do you guys do during the waffle times? Like, what is your favorite waffle of all the waffles out there?
Can we please pull Featherbot in here? I want her side of what's going on in the comments section.
I don't even know what's going on in the comment section.
I'm keeping an eye on the comments section, but at the same time, I'm also in combat.
I really
Feather,
like this Breakfast Brigade guy.
Please.
He's really stirring the pot.
Feather, join in here, please.
Oh,
she doesn't have access to the server, and we're already 30 minutes into the podcast, so like.
Yeah,
so
we're not changing this shit.
Yeah.
No, just let's be semi professional.
Yeah.
At least with the structure of things.
Yeah.
Again, wild cards, professional. Do not mix.
We can be disorganized. We can be fucking.
We can be disorganized, but there has to be some kind of structure. Like.
Yeah, we can.
If we were completely disorganized, why do we have aces and officers and game leaders? And
we're
Discord
chaotically
servers,
organized.
You know? Like there is organization.
Lawful evil.
By the way, screw you, Feather.
Let's say more like chaotic neutral.
Chaotic.
Oh yeah,
I like
chaotic
that,
neutral.
Chaotic neutral. But
Chaotic
anyway.
neutral.
Oh, I'm chaotic passive, or no, not passive. Chaotic. I'm lawful neutral.
Chaotic pussy, more like it.
Oh my lord.
I'm sorry.
Chaotic neutral's fun. That's the funnest.
I am what I eat, boy.
Chaotic neutral can be kind of fun. Actually, on that topic of eating pussy, when was the last time y'all eaten pussy
A couple weeks back.
or ass? Just pussy or ass or whatever the fuck you eat out of.
Why don't we just discuss eating ass for a minute?
I'm eating steak and salad right now.
I'm not, I kind of want to be a polite person and skip to a different topic that doesn't involve the asshole or anything like that, so that you can peacefully eat your steak. But at the same time, I
mean, to be honest though, like I used to be a nurse, so
okay, all right, you see some
like pressure ulcers are fun.
Legit though. Oh, I did not realize you used to be a nurse.
They're just completely, absolutely accidentally insulted
so
you
many things.
in the comment section.
Can we not talk over people, please?
Sorry.
Yeah, what was Aboleth? What were you saying? I couldn't hear you.
Apparently, I've been assaulted in the comment, but I was saying, yeah, dude, I've been like a bunch of random things.
Cause you were a nurse.
Yeah, did nursing. Been a delivery driver for Jimmy John's. Do cheer coaching, gymnastics, musician.
Wow. That is cool.
All right. How about this? There was something that came up. It didn't come up, but once upon a time, there was, I think she's an Instagram model of some sort. There's this one chick who legitimately, like, she ordered pizza and shit, right? She got that pizza on delivery. The delivery man came up, knocked on the door, and she legitimately answered the door, like, bare fucking ass naked.
Jesus.
I think she even fucking walked out of her house. Bare ass.
Was this chick like?
Where was this?
I don't know. It was something that I found on Instagram, and then people started posting that shit on freaking. It made a big. Well, the reason why I know this is because I used to watch a lot of Drama Alert, and fucking Keemstar, like, he just covers some random shit, and like that was something that he like showed. Obviously, they blurred her ass and everything, but like. Like, fucking legitimately just like opens the door and you just see nothing but blur pixels.
Jesus.
I just want to know. I'm still confused why Featherbot's taking shots at me. I am so confused.
I don't think they are.
She meant. I think she meant to take shots at me, but accidentally said Aboleth.
Yeah,
I don't. Aboleth, I think you're fine.
Yeah,
I am fine.
Oh, you're fine, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Breakfast Brigade says, "Welcome to Jimmy John's, where all our sandwiches taste the same and have too
much mayonnaise.
Too much mayonnaise."
I remember.
I hated working in Jimmy John's.
I remember working.
I actually worked for Pizza Hut.
Okay.
And I have confirmed not had that ever happen to me.
Same
Ever.
Jimmy John's.
Did you kind of wish it happened though? Like, do you kind of like wish it kind of did, but at the same time, you wouldn't want to?
Yes, but no.
Well, I mean,
Like,
'cause I
yeah.
know if she did that, she'd be expecting me to give it to her without like taking a tip. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to eat, fam.
I want.
Bitch, give me a tip.
Bitch, give me a tip. That's right. We live on tips.
You need just the tip, dude. Just the tip.
Just the tip. And that's not even supposed to be a sexual innuendo. We just want the fucking tip.
Just the
Talking about tips, though.
Okay, you know what? We're
Talking
talking
about
about
tips.
waffle time, and you say just the tip. What else do you expect people to?
But I mean, if we're talking about tips, the one thing funny about being a delivery driver,
Are we talking about tips
Is
or
that-
tits?
we're
Tips.
talking about tips,
We're talking about,
'Cause you
money
brought up
tips, not
delivery.
penis tips.
delivery
Yeah.
driving.
Aww.
But it's like when you order from a place, all the drivers know generally what people and what businesses will and won't tip. So if you're like a non-tipping one, you shouldn't expect the premium freaky fast deliveries because we won't.
Oh, legit? You won't?
No,
you gotta,
no.
like, You got like listed out and shit.
Like if I know it's a place, if I knew it was a place that was known for not tipping ever, I would drive the speed limit or lower, because it's like, why waste my gas and going fast when I know I'm not going to get a tip out of it? But if it's people that we know tip, dude, street laws or what?
Yeah,
That's
confirmed.
The speed limit is just a suggestion. Drive in Mexico and you will find that out.
Drive in Mexico and you'll find out what?
That speed limit is just the suggestion.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Have you driven in Mexico before?
I've never driven outside of the continental United States.
I mean, that's the only place I can kind of drive semi-legally.
What do you mean by that? I'm confused.
Right.
In Mexico,
did you lose your license?
Laws.
Did you lose your license?
No, I haven't had one. I don't have one.
Can you
can't.
drive?
Anyway, so
yeah, thank you.
Back to that masturbation thing, I guess.
Oh.
Wait.
Left or right?
Jesus.
Welcome to the TWC podcast, where we don't fucking listen to our own shit. Why am I downloading Minecraft?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Because I misclicked and my goodness, it keeps alt-tabbing my game.
You can
I'm playing
join.
Warframe right. I know I can get.
You can join the new TWC Minecraft server.
There we
Yes,
go.
it is
Advertise.
confirmed.
Advertising.
I can't advertise it yet because it's not fucking public ready yet. Apparently there's kinks and shit that I still need to freaking figure the fuck out.
Okay, well, how's the spawn? I haven't been working on that shit
It looks
lately,
beautiful.
but Aboleth has. Aboleth, you did a great job. I love you.
Aboleth, what frame do you main?
Yeah, do you do the 8x17 or the the 12x24 picture frame?
I usually main a desk frame.
What are the dimensions on that bad boy?
I'd say the the frame I probably main the most is like Trinity.
Oh, okay. I thought you were still.
I was just thrown the fuck off. Like, what are you guys talking about exactly? What?
What?
Here we go again.
Somebody want to look
minutes
at the
is when we
comments
hit
section?
one.
Somebody want to look at the comments?
I am looking at the comments.
Uh,
So, back to, I guess we're going back to that masturbation thing again because of the comments, but, foursomes, threesomes. Has anyone been a part of threesomes?
I have.
Oh, you have.
Devil's
I have
threesome.
never
Yeah,
had
yes.
the pleasure.
Devil's
Alright,
threesome, but yes.
Who is that that just said yes?
Halo Star.
alright,
Can
let's
you not look at the
I'll-
freaking Discord and see who's saying shit?
Bro, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
I'm playing Pong on my other screen.
Let's get into this Halo Star.
Did
So
you
who
just
was in
steal-
the middle? Were you in the middle?
You
No.
steal GMM's motto. Let's talk about this.
Did I? Did I? I
Yes.
don't.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
I did. If I did it on accident, I don't know who that guy is. First of all, I should just clarify right now. I live underneath a fucking rock. All right. Actually, correction. I live under a potato. Okay. Like, I don't know if I stole from
Being a potato,
anybody's
would
motto.
just live under the dirt.
I mean, no. There's potatoes in the supermarket. Fucking, come on, man. It's personal, man. You don't gotta be talking about this.
Yeah.
What the hell? Breakfast Brigade says fuck you.
All right. Cool.
Clearly need the tips.
All right. Yeah, he's in need of the tips. Fucking,
Tips.
Breakfast Brigade needs a lady to fucking just open the door, fucking butt ass naked.
Open the door if you know what I mean.
Open the door.
Just
Back
open the
door.
fucking door. Just open it.
Put them legs behind her ears.
Quite a leg. Alrighty. So back to the Halo Star. So did you say you were invited to threesomes twice, or?
A few times I've been a part of a threesome. Yes.
Huh.
All of them Devil's threesomes. And for those that are unfamiliar with the term Devil's threesome, it's 2 guys, 1 girl.
Okay.
Oh,
So MMF.
worst
Okay.
kind.
Yes.
What do you mean is it the worst kind? I don't know.
Depends on who you ask. Honestly, it depends on who you ask.
I was gonna say, because I feel like for some people it could be just all guy. Could be worse than that. I mean, or it could be more fun to some people. I don't know. Like legit.
Yeah, it honestly depends on who you ask when it comes to it, but yeah.
Yeah.
That is cool. Anybody else? Threesome, foursome, orgies, group sex, whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Never had the
I
pleasure.
personally wouldn't do another Devil's threesome or another threesome, really. I mean, I haven't been a part of a standard threesome with 2 chicks, but so I can't really say if I would like it or not.
But why would you stay away from from the 2 guys, 1 girl? Is it because you kind of have to take part with the other dude? Or
Kind of. Well, in this particular one, all 3 times were with the same 2 people. They were friends of mine. They were swingers. And honestly, it depends on a variety of different factors. For me, it was the guy wasn't exactly compatible with me. And I'm not even saying that on a romantic or a sexual standpoint. I guess we can say on a sexual standpoint, because even though we didn't do anything together, it's like his way of doing things and my way of doing things are a little bit different. He's a lot more, well, I don't know how to put this. I don't know how to
There
put
was
it.
too much yin and not enough yang.
Okay,
I feel like you didn't vibe correctly or something.
Not
like
enough
that,
wing.
Pretty much. That's how it is.
Simply just didn't vibe with each other.
Too much wing and not enough stop.
Okay, because I was confused for a second, because for a second I was assuming that they were actually a thing, and then they just kind of had you tagging along for that extra dose of excitement. Because I know that sometimes is a thing, but
yeah, they've done that. I don't know how they are right now, but it's that's how it happened before.
So they both knew each other prior to you,
Well, I kind of knew them both prior to it, so they were both friends of mine before they asked.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's kind of how I got involved. So
Well, that's interesting. That's really cool. That's there you go, kids. That's why you got to be able to vibe and connect with each other. Otherwise, that could happen, I suppose.
That's right, boys and girls.
Oh my lord.
That's why you take in a threesome. You gotta go to
half the battle.
Exactly.
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
Fades away.
G.I. Joe. Sadly fades away. Just G.I. Joe.
Team Rocket's blasting off again.
Team Rocket's blasting off again.
We just look into the comment sections when we're hit with a lawsuit.
Yep. Dude, we've already been hit with 3 lawsuits.
Nintendo files. Oh no! Spoiler!
Nobody knows who that's from, so.
The fuck you mean nobody knows where it's from?
No, nobody knows who said it, though.
It's obviously not from A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
No, but nobody knows
that's a
who
great
said
movie.
it, so.
It was a plot twist and a half.
It was not a spoiler.
Yep.
I did not expect that. Wait until Disney gets you. I'm not sure. Okay, which company do you think is the bitchiest bitch out of all when it comes to copy?
EA.
But bitch, wait, hold. Bitches company as far as what?
Copyright infringements.
Copyright?
Then
it's not EA. Then it's not EA. EA doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, it's Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo.
No.
Nintendo give a fuck. They will fucking. My God, they've destroyed YouTube careers, man. They've destroyed YouTube careers.
They don't give a fuck about you. All they care about is their bottom line.
Damn. I feel like Nintendo calls the Yakuza on you or something if you don't fucking comply.
It's so weird because it's because it's like, you know, when you look at their company, it seems like a very like, it's like one
family
of those
friendly.
It's not just family friendly, but it's like an inclusive kind of thing. Like they want people to be included in like games and shit. But there is something that this is something that I kind of learned about when it comes to like these companies from Japan, is that it's a lot of just, I don't like to use this word a lot, but it's a lot of xenophobia. Like they just don't like to outbranch shit. They like to keep everything in, and that kind of shows in their copywriting. Like it is like, because when I asked you like copyright as far as what goes, is because there's a lot of different things that people might be bitches about when it comes to copyright. So it's like for instance, for me, right, I watch a lot of Dragon Ball. Toei Animation is in charge of Dragon Ball, but they will copyright a lot of crap. So
that's because it's a big money bank for them.
Yeah, so
yeah, man, you gotta be part of that Team 3-star.
Yeah. Team 3-star?
Team
4-star. Yeah, Team 4-star has had a lot of trouble. They've been having a lot of trouble when it comes to uploading crap, because it's a lot of it is copyrighted. A lot of it's not really copyright. It's up for debate, but they use a lot of stuff.
Probably due to the difference in international copyright laws.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Like I think they've had their channel taken down like 3 times.
Yeah, Team 4-star. Yeah, that happens all the time.
Yeah, that happens to them all the time. Like they take a lot of episodes from Dragon Ball, they dub over it, they make it funny and shit, but it just gets taken down.
Yeah, that's the same shit happens with Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. I forgot who does that. I forgot who does that one, but yeah, he gets hit with all sorts of copyright bans, all that type of shit.
So we have a question from Breakfast Brigade. I guess this is also regarding that masturbation thing. So sandpaper, dildo, or cactus?
You know, if it here's the thing. I feel like
sandpaper dildo, because the cactus will leave shit inside of you.
Yeah, I feel, and also you didn't clarify on how, like, you know, what the grit level, or not grit level, fucking the grit of the sandpaper. So I could go with like a really, really, really fine, you know, grit, and just like, you know,
if you went with like a freaking 2000 grit.
Yeah, like fucking like 5,000.
So like if you want like a fucking like 2,000 or 5,000 grit, if that even exists, you know, 5,000 grit, and also using lube.
5,000 grit.
And also using lube.
Yeah, it's good to go.
Or like you never like clarified how to use it. Like, okay, we could have like a 5,000 220 grit. Okay, fine, 220 grit. Still put a freaking condom over it. You're not gonna feel it.
Oh yeah, good. There you go. Yeah,
that's also true. He has a point.
It could be very bumpy, yes, but I mean,
bumpy, yes. Hurt? Not really.
Bro, one thing that I've experienced. No, there's no without lube. That's
you already made your conditions.
Yeah, I already made your conditions.
Adding shit on top.
Yeah, now you're just adding shit
now.
You know, so anyway, I'm in a Warhammer 40k group, and you know how Warhammer 40k is ridiculous. Well, it's hilarious when I hear like the scenarios people put, because they do it specifically so that there's no chance of the other one beating it. Like they were like, okay, let's have Warhammer 30k with all the Primarchs and the Emperor versus Thanos and his army, but Thanos doesn't get any of his powers or the Infinity Gauntlet.
So
like that. Or it's like Goku before he
conditional. Yeah.
You practically want somebody to say the other thing by making it look like a fucking choice. It's one of those things, right? It's
like
like
the illusion of choice.
You have no choice. I want you to
but
say.
Goku means a little kid.
I want you to say this, but I'm going to slowly but surely make it to where it's not like that.
Right.
Like we're not bashing on the Breakfast Brigade, but I mean, fucking put more conditions about the cactus. Then what the fuck am I gonna do with the cactus? And then like make it even, balance it out. You know, if you're gonna add on to both of them. We're equal here. Here in TWC, we're an equal, you know, society.
Equal opportunity fuckers.
Equal opportunity fucking fuck boys.
Fuck boys. Oh, don't you also? There's also fuck girls too.
Yeah,
fuck boys and girls.
Yeah, we have fuck girls.
We have girls.
Yes, we have girls.
Well, I know we do. I was just fucking with Well, jeez, yeah.
And fuck Apache. And fuck Apache.
Arnold, you taking a shit over there? You okay?
Maybe.
Constipated a little bit?
Maybe.
I think he's getting smoked.
Huh?
I think he's getting his smoke on.
My smoke on? What's that supposed to mean?
You're getting high.
Nah.
Anybody actually smoked before? Like anybody actually
I don't.
gone down that path of like smoking?
I don't.
Whether it be weed or.
I kind of, for me, I just kind of grew up not liking smoking because it's one of those things where it's just by association kind of thing. Like, I've had family members who smoked, and I fucking hated the smell. So I mean, regardless of what people may say to me when it comes to like, oh, you know, when you firsthand smoke, it isn't that bad. For me, it's just I don't like it.
Yeah,
I can't imagine trying to smoke. I just, for some weird reason, I just can't. And fucking, and I'd also like feel disgusted with myself if I tried. But like, you know, the thing is that, you know, to each their own. I personally won't do it, but I'm not gonna judge. So.
Yeah,
right.
I'm the same way.
Now, there was also a thing that I've heard about how some smokers are actually feeling, in fact, discriminated or like segregated against for smoking. Like, what's your take on that? If we want to touch on that real quick.
I mean, go ahead.
It's the majority of people that don't want them around. You know what I mean? So if, you know, like by default, you vote, and you're as the majority don't want that around you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like one of those things where it's like there's a time and place for everything. I have friends who smoke like just regular cigarettes or even like smoke weed and shit, and I don't have any problem with them doing that. It's just, you know, if I'm at home and if it's a freaking hot ass day, as rare as that may be in San Francisco, I want to be able to have my windows open and not have my room just fucking just smell like fucking weed and shit. Because as much as
basically at that point, you're being forced to also now smoke with them.
I can't fucking breathe.
Well, as probably the only one of us that can't smoke, so my opinion here would be invalid.
I personally don't smoke, but I am not going to dog on it because I see there are real benefits to it.
Mm-hmm. To weed, as you're referring to?
Yeah, like medically and scientifically, like there's benefits.
Medically, isn't it just the CBD oil and not the actual THC?
Yeah,
from it.
Yeah, I think it's just a CBD that actually has a little.
Yeah, there's
benefits,
a chemical. Yeah, it's It's been a while. It's been a while since I looked into it because this was something I read up on. It's not the smoking weed itself. There's a very specific chemical in it that kind of helps you out. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you want to do it, go ahead. I can't. But
lovely.
What's your take on that, Potato? Since
my take on it, I mean, I don't know. I've come from a family that smokes. I don't personally smoke myself. The only really things I really smoke is like, I don't even really smoke weed that much. I actually prefer edibles, but I have smoked some weed before, and I do actually enjoy smoking cigars at times. But it's like it's a very, you know, time and place for everything for that situation. You know, I don't smoke cigars all that much, but my parents are both, you know, kind of little heavy smokers at times, and you know, my whole family kind of does a little bit. But my take on it, I just kind of learned how to live with it, and I mean, my take on the whole smoking is just that I don't know. I feel like we could let up a little bit on people that are addicted to like smoking cigarettes and things like that, because it is an addiction after all, and I feel like it's one of those addictions that I feel like we bash on a little bit too much. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, we're trying to, you know, save their lives and shit like that, but try to look at it in their eyes. You know, they're trying to battle an addiction and things like that, and then they're seeing all these ads and anti, you know, smoking things being like, no, don't do it here, don't do it there, blah blah blah. But of course, yeah, I like the idea of you want to be able to breathe in air without getting a fucking whole whiff of smoke either.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like I don't know what happened to smoking rooms. Like what happened to that? Like they're not really popular around over here where I'm at, but like I remember there was like designated rooms, just smoking rooms that you could just go to. They were like little sealed off little chamber deals that you could go in.
Over in on campus at San Francisco State, there are places where people like you'll know they're gonna be smoking over there. So, like there's a couple places where people just congregate around and just like have a smoke and shit. So like, it's kind of maybe it's just blissful ignorance. Like I haven't really noticed too much of the issue that you brought up with the whole discrimination towards people who smoke a lot or like who are smokers, because I see that shit happen all the time. So that's kind of why I'm just like you do you. I don't really care. So I mean, I guess over here it isn't really that big of an issue. Maybe hell fuck dude, like last summer I think it was funny because freaking the I think campus security, some organization, some administrative organization on our campus was all like, we're gonna be a smoke-free campus, blah 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 blah. People are still fucking smoking anyway.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what's going on over here. I mean, because I just heard it from somewhere. I heard it from like I don't know, like a news article or something, or like a survey that I saw. Like I just like glimpsed on it. I didn't do any fucking research into this shit. I'll give you a warn about that right now. But there was an idea that was like, what if smokers like feel discriminated and things like that. And I mean, I guess it's like kind of an issue over here because I hear like some things on local news about the university trying to do exactly what you're trying to do, trying to make it, campus smoke free and shit like that. It's just like people are still fucking doing it.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, so there's some legality shit to it. And I know this because again, I have friends who smoke, and they've told me this. Now, I'm not a lawyer, so don't take my word on it, but this is what I heard from my friend who had spoke to a police officer who was on campus also. Apparently, not police officer, campus security or whatever the fuck. Campus police. Apparently, the university or the college can say you're not supposed to smoke here, but at least in San Francisco, because of the fact that the university is public grounds to begin with, city laws rule. So technically speaking, you can smoke on campus. But campus security will be like, look, you can't be doing this here. You got to move over. I don't think they have any grounds to actually fine you or anything. Well, maybe the university does, but the police don't. So, yeah, at least that's what I heard. So it's like, if people are trying to smoke and they're in college or if they're on a university campus and that campus is public grounds, you might get fined from the university, but if you just like walk a little bit and just like chill around by the sidewalk next to like a really busy street that's like right next to campus, you'll be fine. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Wait.
Since we're on the topic of things that you shouldn't do or should do, depending on how you look at it. How do does anyone here, dude? Is anyone here like a straight edge when it comes to drinking, or no?
What is your
take on people who try to be straight edge? Let's deal with that.
What's straight edge?
Define straight edge.
Straight edge is someone who just doesn't fucking drink. Because
they don't drink, smoke, or do drugs.
Yeah, self-integrity kind of thing.
Great job.
I drink. That's about it.
Like, if you're just going to be straight edge, great job. Power to you. I believe in you.
Well, I legally have to be, so.
Okay.
Do you have to be legally everything?
Well, I'm completely underage for everything, so yes.
Oh. No.
I mean, there are some.
That's another.
Yeah, that's another thing, but
That's all good.
yeah.
But no, if you're like legit, like okay, that opens up something interesting. What's your opinion on those people who are like, my body is my temple type people? Or are you one of those people by chance? Like,
Well,
and if
I'm
you
a
are,
mix.
like,
Those people are annoying.
I'm honestly a mix.
mm,
I'm honestly a mix of that, and it's for a couple of reasons. The whole my body is my temple thing, I'm not that for this reason. That what I do to myself as far as like habits go, like eating habits or like drinking or even smoking, even though I don't smoke, like that's on me. That's my decision. Now, the reason why I am that is because of the fact that my family just has medical issues that I don't want to fucking have to deal with when I'm 50 years old. So, my body is my temple. I can't fucking destroy it. Otherwise, I'm gonna be fucking nearly dead when I'm 50.
Fucked.
So,
right.
It'd be fucked.
Fair enough.
so like that's why I take a lot of my exercising really seriously. So,
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that. Like, it's like I'm kind of bipolar. Like, there's some days where I'm really, like, concerned about what I put in my body and, like, what I, feed myself and shit like that. There's some days where I'm a big stickler for that, where I'm really self-conscious about, like, whatever I'm feeling. Like, if I got, like, a bruise or something, I might, like, go the extra mile and like put an ice pack on it, rest up, and try not to put much weight on it or some shit like that. You know what I mean? And then just like, there's also other days like today where I just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm getting a fucking milkshake and I don't give a shit. Fucking, I'm just gonna sit down and play video games all day. I don't know what exactly. I don't know. I guess those are my cheat days. I don't really have them.
that's one
I don't really have
days for me.
Just say, fuck it, a milkshake won't kill me. But it
like
probably
legitimately
will.
for me, dude, like I get pissed at myself. It's like sometimes when I actually like, it's like I have like I tell myself I have a lapse of judgment sometimes. It's like, man, like as of lately, right? Because I've been stressing the fuck out over college because finals are coming up. Like I'm just like, look, I need energy, and energy is in coffee, and like I love me some fucking like good fucking iced coffee, and so and with some fucking cream and sugar on that shit. So I'm like, look, I'm sleep deprived. I need the energy, so I need the sugar. But then, after I'm done drinking it, I get pissed the fuck off on myself, and I'm like, why the hell did I do that?
Yeah,
all I could have done was just drink some water, and my headache would probably go away. But like no, like I get pissed off at myself a lot. It's probably why.
Oh no, I'm like,
and it's like it just happens all the time, and I'm like, I always tell myself, I'm like, look, I don't have the time today, so I'll just work out tomorrow. Well, fuck, now I don't have time tomorrow. Why didn't I freaking work out yesterday? So so yeah,
then like, if you look at it from a relative perspective, you know how you're talking about health issues later on. Wouldn't that additional stress then actually carry on later down in life from that stressors being put on you because of as you obviously probably know because you're in the health thing, how much of a health impact stress has on the body?
Yeah, well, a lot of it is so when it comes to fitness. And this might seem a little bit off topic because I'm going into like fitness-ish kind of things and whatever, but it kind of all goes together. So everyone is going to be stressed at some point. But the way you handle that stress is dependent on how you live your life. And if you live a life where you don't have any space to be able to get rid of that stress, you're fucking yourself over, and you should probably change your priorities, kind of thing.
You should probably buy a computer and play PlanetSide.
That.
Yes.
Play some Minecraft.
Find a good stress reliever.
Play some relaxing video games.
Just don't platoon lead, or you will just become more stressed.
Don't be. No, not that. Just don't be an ace.
No, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
legit,
I get. Or anything in wildcards.
No. See, like when I'm platoon lead on that side, I actually enjoy it. Like I don't really get that much stressed out about it. I'm not sure if that's just because I just like being a PL or I don't know, but it's just something. It's that really feel good moment when an idea that you had actually fucking carries through and you fucking win it, and it's just like It's like such a great short-term satisfaction moment right there because it's just you're so proud of yourself and your little idea.
No, the best thing is
probably just wiring. You know what I mean? Your body's wired to release feel good chemicals when that happens. So it's kind of like your drug.
I suppose it's my drug. It's your boy HispanicPotato platoon my drug, making.
The best thing is when you have one guy in local chat playing Ride of the Valkyries while your entire platoon.
Oh my god!
I did that once, and I almost came.
Okay. Aboleth, I don't know how much you are into the health industry, but I want to take a step back actually, and just ask you, how much does stress actually have? You know, how much does it actually take a toll on the body? Like, I'm curious with, like, how it actually impacts things.
Well, Arnold probably would know a lot more about it than I would, but mostly it has to do with the fact of basically the chemical like reaction, I guess, that's released generally in your body when you have stressful events. If you have too much of that, or like how Arnold said, you don't have a good outlet for it, it can do take a lot of tolls on the body, just chemically breaking you down.
Huh.
We should talk about the science behind that.
Yeah, science behind. I feel like that. You know what? Next week we should try to be like science-y and like all find a little fun fact and talk about that shit.
Yeah.
Like something about just do some little homework, a little bit of homework, figure out something.
Do a little bit of homework? You're telling me?
I know, right?
If you tell me to do a little bit of homework on something science, I'll give you the whole fucking essay. That's just me, though. But,
hey, no, it's always good to go an extra mile.
But when it comes to stress, I guess I'll step in with this real quick. Yeah, here's something that a lot of people don't think about with regards to stress. You get a lot of stress if you don't get sleep. Just by not sleeping well, you'll get stress. And it's probably one of the biggest, and it's not just sleep, and that's per se, it's sleep quality. And it's probably one of the biggest reasons, I would say, as to why, maybe there's a lot of things that go into this, but it's one of those things where a lot of newbies, it's the reason why you see a lot of people, maybe like the New Year's resolutioners that go to the gyms and shit. When they're oh yeah, I'll get ripped this year, blah 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 blah, and then they don't realize that, you know, the lifestyle conflicts with what you want to accomplish, and a lot of the time you find the compromise in losing sleep, at least sleep amount, and in order to counteract that, for a lot of people who are fit, you counteract that with good quality sleep. So what does good quality sleep include? It includes making sure all the lights are turned off when you go to sleep. It includes making sure you're off the computer 2 hours or an hour before you go to sleep. It includes that you have some kind of routine that you set yourself that you get yourself into before you actually go to sleep and shit. What's up?
We all play PlanetSide. None of us get off the computer an hour before.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's where some of the stress can come from.
Is that actually like a thing though? Like, is it like really like has there been like studies?
Yeah, so there is something to it. Now you might get a better answer from someone who's a psychologist versus me, because people who study psychology know about sleep better than I do. But the thing is that you sleep in waves, and within those certain, well, not, maybe I'll refer to it as this because the terminology gets really funky. You sleep
Like
in different kinds of
stages.
periods, and within those periods, you get certain kinds of waves that go through your head, or that go through your brain. So there's a wave called a gamma wave that really helps out. There you go, cycles. That really helps out with. I think it helps out with. It can help a lot with muscle recovery. And what else? There's also a lot of different biochemical functions that occur when you sleep that also assist with recovery too, not just with the brain. Like for instance, I don't want to get too into it, and this is
we
stuff.
could be here forever.
Yeah, seriously, and this is probably shit that I have to know by what, Friday. There's
Next Friday.
Yeah, next Friday, because biochem final midterm. There's like a balance between blood sugar and shit, and there's like insulin versus there's another receptor, I forget what it's called, but there's like a whole bunch of it's a whole balancing act, and if you don't get good sleep, it throws your balance off. It throws the balance off, and it just kind of fucks you over. I'm just looking at the comment section right now. So instead of 8 hours, 9 is actually the most you will want and the best you'll get. I mean, you can get away with 5.
So yeah, I see that, but like, there's also like a lot of other studies that have different rhythms of sleep, like sleeping in 4 different 4-hour blocks at different times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, wouldn't
This
that
is a huge topic.
wouldn't that like fuck with 80s rock, like late 80s, early 90s rock band sleep?
Like, what do you mean?
REM, REM sleep.
REM sleep. REM sleep is like the first stage of when you sleep.
Yeah.
REM
Wow.
sleep is rapid eye
It's your sleep
movement.
cycle. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly why I said late 80s, early 90s band.
I don't
know a band that does REM.
REM.
Nope.
Everybody in the Rumble room after this, I'm playing that shit.
Okay.
But yeah, Potato, go.
Just one more thing was because I am interested. I know that like sleep helps you recover, you know, your muscles and stuff like that. Like, how exactly do you recover your muscles, or like allow your muscles to like build up again when you're in the sleep?
Yeah, this is something I kind of know because I'm an immunology junkie. So what happens, right, is that when you work out, you create muscle tears and you create micro tears, and you create a lot of cellular damage, and so that damage needs to be cleaned out so that way it makes way for new cells to grow, and with growth comes more cells. And so what happens is that, you know, when you're awake and you're freaking you're done working out and you're like, that was a freaking amazing freaking workout, blah 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 blah, you feel really good about yourself, and you don't feel sore or anything. What ends up happening is that, you know, you go ahead, you eat, or maybe you ate before the workout. You have all these nutrients that are ready to go for use. When you go to sleep, your immune system kicks in. Well, this kind of starts to happen like after you work out, but it really kicks in once you go to sleep. You have these cells called neutrophils, and there's also other kinds of cells too. And what they do is they basically, I think macrophages are the ones that predominantly do this. M2 macrophages. They go into like your cells, not into your cells, your muscle tissue, and they just eat up all of the debris that was created from you working out. And then because there's a lack of cellular not concentration, not matter. I'll just say that like, you know, there's a couple
density?
of cells gone. Yes, I guess cellular density, yeah. Because of the fact that they've had to clean up all the cells, they have to start growing them, and so you get this is like the absolute worst explanation for this, by the way. But But there's a reason why they say you got to eat a lot of protein, and from that protein is where you get the fucking the cells, because cells are created by a lot of things. Protein is one of them, and that's just kind of how it works. Cells divide. You need more cells if you lose some. Did not rehearse this at all, but that's kind of the idea. A lot of this happens when you sleep. So that when you wake up the next day, that's why you feel fucking sore, because it's like your immune system's like, hey, just so you know, before you wake up, we're doing something right now, so don't use your muscles because we're repairing them.
Huh. So how many, like, the thing is, though, is it like an on and off switch, or is it like something that happens as you sleep constantly throughout? Like, when does it really kick in? Like, I have to get a...
So it really kicks in, I feel like, when you sleep. I don't know that. I don't really know that part of the answer. But I have a feeling. I have a feeling that it really kicks in when you're asleep, because when you're awake, your body has other things to do. And Shameful Gaming asks, doesn't exercise also tend to produce a form of acid? It produces lactic acid. Lactic acid is as a product of fermentation, which leads to some soreness. A lot of soreness actually comes from just your brain just telling you, like, hey, you did something, don't do things. Because after you work out, after you get into a routine of working out often and frequently, you don't get sore anymore. So it's just one of those things where it's just like your brain telling you you're not in good shape right now to do this, so don't. But a lot of the time you are capable of doing that. So but anyway, when it comes to biology, just to go back to what Potato was saying or asking, a lot of biology isn't a light switch, it's a dimmer switch. That's something that my immunology professor always said. Typically you're going to have a lot of things going on and a lot of things not going on, but there's always a little bit of something going on. So just because, so here's an example for you, right?
A wild Virazu appears.
A wild Virazu appears. So like, here's an example. Like, freaking, what was I gonna say? You have, like, a lot of people like to think that they don't have cancer, but you do have a few minuscule amount of cancer cells that are inside of you right now, circulating inside of you.
Because it's just uncontrolled reproduction of the cells.
Okay.
More or less, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But,
so the Breakfast Brigade asks, biology or physics, which is better?
Physics.
I'm going to go physics.
I'm going to say biology because I don't like math. And I know there's math in biology and physics, but obviously physics is...
Science are
why not?
Coexist
So
together.
actually,
they kind of...
Why not biophysics?
Ooh.
Biophysics
I feel
is
like
a thing.
that's...
Biophysics
It is.
a
I just
thing.
feel like it's... I feel like that's too much on my plate. I feel like I wouldn't be able to handle homework.
Yeah, more than two syllables, or more than two words in one is not good.
It's called kinesiology.
Can you explain in detail? Can you explain this, Falco?
Here, actually, maybe we could save this for like our... I don't know. I feel like we could legit make this an entire podcast on its own.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, really. Next, Arnold,
Scientific studies.
next week's topic.
Next week's topic, science time with TWC.
Oh my
Yeah, I'm
god.
good for that.
Real quick though, before we move away from the sleep talk bit, did you know that it's?
Oh yeah, because you haven't done that part of the podcast yet, where you give us like the random.
Oh yeah. Avalon. What's it?
Go.
What is it? What is it?
So while we're talking about sleep, did you know that generally, I'm pretty sure it was like all bodies, anything that has to sleep, can't go more than 11 to 12 days without sleep, because around the 11 to 12 13th day mark is when said creature actually just dies.
Why does it die though? It just goes bye-bye.
Falco?
Well, I don't remember. They actually did a study where they had lab rats that they stuck on a little like spindle surrounded by water, And so
So they basically forced them to freaking swim, is what you're telling me. So they couldn't sleep.
Yeah, they did it so that they'd have to stay awake to keep themselves from falling in the water and drowning. And from that study, they came to the conclusion, well, after they've saw the event happen, that things can only stay awake for 11 to 12 days before it just dies.
Huh. Shit.
Interesting.
Now, it's been a bit since I've read that one, so I don't remember the exact cause of death or like why they die. I just know it's 11 to 12 days.
Even though rats have nothing to do with humans at all.
But still, no.
A lot of
scientifically proven.
A lot of the things that
it's the same with humans too, actually. So there's these, like mad cow disease, and when humans eat other humans, you get the shakes. It's caused by these things called brain prions.
Oh
so
yeah,
this is something I know.
Yeah, there's a very rare one.
I actually haven't heard this stuff. Keep going.
Mad cow disease.
Current family has that drills holes in the brain, so eventually they lose the ability to sleep, and they also, once they fully lose their ability to sleep because of the holes the prions drill, they die within about 11 to 13 days.
Also, it's better rats than humans, so.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're getting no real scientific data that could be persuaded, to be compared to humans.
So here's something
brain prions affect humans.
Well,
and that's what they study.
Yeah, so here's something worth noting. A lot of the medicines and a lot of the treatments that have come for humans, they've been derived from rat studies. So there's like a hierarchy, not a hierarchy. There's like a chain, not a chain of command, but there's like a protocol that you follow if you want to create a treatment or devise a study that would be relevant to humans. You go off with like the theory, and then you start testing it on different kinds of animals, and then you just go with humans. Obviously, it's complicated, but it all comes from initial studies with animals such as rats. And the reason why I use rats is because they reproduce very quickly.
Cool.
But maybe we can do this whole science talk next week. Friday, once I'm
let's save the science topic for next week.
I'll be all primed and good to go. I'll be all primed and good to go because Friday's like when I'm done with all my like science, bio, and chemistry.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be great.
Oh,
okay,
fuck.
everybody,
I'm
we
gonna
have
be
1
wired
week.
as fuck, dude.
We have 6 days and 23 hours to do research.
I'd say instead of just sciencey, we just collect some of the randomest facts you can think of.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah, let's check in.
All right,
just
so
dump of just absolutely crazy facts that people wouldn't think are true. Just like the last time I was on the blood sword.
Get all of your useless knowledge.
Yep.
Yes.
And then take it and win Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah. That's a great transition though, from waffle time to science time.
Okay, guys, we all
we'll do that next week.
We all need to go on Jeopardy.
We'll just human centipede ourselves together, so we're one person.
All right.
Yes.
Alrighty.
All right.
Y'all have fun with that.
Yeah. So with all that bullshit out of the way, thank you for watching the TWC Clubhouse podcast. We do this shit every 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Friday. Please be sure to go ahead and like this goddamn podcast. Please subscribe to our channel. I keep saying that I'm hoping we'll get some new shit up here, but everyone's just kind of busy right now. So maybe we'll come up with something